Good evening, students. Many of you have been asking me that whether it is really important for you to study David Duchess, or you can say Oxford Companion to History of English Literature, or whatever the title of that book is, whether it is really important for you, whether it is a compulsory book to go through if you want to crack UGC NET examination. Then I want to break this myth, and also I want to share with you some of the books that I have personally read while I was preparing for UGC NET examination. By looking at the bookshelf, or by looking at the books that I have read, that will give you a little bit idea how to go through your whole process of studying English literature in order to prepare for competitive examination. Alright, so let's look at these books which I have personally read and which I also recommend you to study if you really want to self-study by yourself. Otherwise, you can go through any coaching classes or the study material or whatever you want to do. Again, if you cannot afford anything, if you really want to do all the things by yourself, by self-studies, you can go through these books which I have also studied. Alright, so let's look at the bookshelf. This is KVS Madan Pearson Paper 1 NTU UGC NET. This is a very big book, so I found it very boring. I studied it for I think 1 week or 2 weeks, and then I gave up reading this book. Then I started making notes on paper 1 from YouTube. Most of the topics on paper 1 that I covered is from previous year questions. Yes, previous year questions is everything. You can find all the topics by analyzing the previous year questions, and then you just go through those previous year questions, go through those topics and make notes on it and keep on revising them before you appear for your examination. So this is the second book that I read, which is The History of English Literature by Andrew Sanders. I didn't read this book completely just because I have already read William J. Long and Routledge History of English Literature for my UGC NET examination. Again, I want to suggest you, if you want to study British literature, simply go with one book. It is not at all important that you should read David Duchess. You see, there is no David Duchess in my whole bookshelf. Here are all the novels of Indian literature. I haven't read any of the David Duchess, you can see, History of English Literature, apart from William J. Long or Routledge History of English Literature. These are the Virginia Woolf's complete works, and this is Edward Albert. This is a very voluminous book. I don't suggest you to study this Edward Albert for your UGC NET examination, because if you try to read this book, it will consume at least 6 to 7 months to make down notes on this particular book. And then these are the world's greatest short stories. I enjoyed reading these short stories. Again, the same thing in great works of Virginia Woolf. I haven't read all the complete works of Virginia Woolf, but I read Jacob's Room. Second one is Mrs. Dalloway, which is something I love very, very much. Reading Mrs. Dalloway, it's a small little book. You can also go through that complete works of Virginia Woolf. Alright, and then this is the Always a Woman. I think these are the stories that are collected from the Russian war, where the women are there who are into the war, Russian war, who participated into the Russian wars, and all the experiences of those women are compiled in this Always a Woman. I have read it a long time back, I think when I was in second or third year of BTech. Alright, so Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice. This is one of my favorite books that I have read twice or thrice, I don't remember, but I read this book very much that I have another copy of this Pride and Prejudice. Again, you see, there is no book of David Duchess in my bookshelf. This is Peter Barry, which I have read after cracking my UGC NET examination. Before cracking my UGC NET examination, I read this one, Contemporary Literary and Cultural Theory by P.K. Nair. This is again Post-Colonial Literature by P.K. Nair, which I read, and which I think is one of the good books. But in order to prepare for UGC NET examination for post-colonial literature, I have been through a course on NPTEL SWAYAM website. That is a free course, and around 20 to 25 lectures are there. I have been through that post-colonial literature course before going through this P.K. Nair's book on post-colonial literature. The fact is that the course, NPTEL course, have also taken a lot of material from this particular book on post-colonial literature. You can see here. This is the post-colonial literature book and introduction. Many lecturers, many NPTEL, many IITians refer to this particular book of post-colonial literature in order to prepare their own lectures. Alright, so you can refer to this particular book also, or you can go through the NPTEL course, or you can go through the study material that we provide to the students. That's not important. From where you are getting the information, from where you are getting the knowledge, take the knowledge. It is not important that you should read David Duchess or Routledge or William J. Long. It does not matter. In order to live, it does not matter that you are eating chapatis and rice every day. if you don't eat rice and chapati every day, you can survive on other fruits, on other food, on other you can say eatable things that provide the same amount of carbohydrates, protein, or you can say glucose that we find in rice or chapatis. Alright, so David Duchess is not important as you think so. It is only important thing is how you are good at making the connections in literature, how good you are at remembering the authors, their works, their summaries, their characters, and how deeply you are connected with the subject English literature. So this is what all I have to share in this video. I hope you found the video worth your time. That's it for this video. Thank you.